of his actions.
But when you're measuring the content of a man's character who wants to be president of the United States, certainly information about his friendship/coffee/association with a man who has the past that you have, creating violence against the United States, you must understand how that would be a concern.
No, I don't agree with either part of that. I think the dishonest narrative is one to demonize me. Let's remember that what you call a violent past, that was at a time when thousands of people were being murdered by our government every month. And those of us who fought to end that war were actually on the right side. So if we want to replay that history, I would reject the whole notion that demonizing me or the Weather Underground is relevant. But secondly,
different discussion. Violence is it's either never okay or it's sometimes okay. It's a separate philosophical discussion. The relevance here is Barack Obama was campaigning to be president. The analogy is if John McCain had an association, somebody had a coffee for him in his house to launch his political career, who was blowing up abortion clinics but never hurt anyone, you don't think that would be relevant?
I think the content is relevant, but let's go back again. The content of the Vietnam protest is a content where there were despicable acts going on, but the despicable acts were being carried out by our government. I never hurt or killed anyone. I was involved in the anti-war movement. I was part of the militant faction of opposing the war, and I've been quoted again and again as saying I don't regret it. And frankly, and saying I don't think we did enough, and I don't think we did enough. Just as today, I don't think we've done enough to stop these wars, and I think we must all recognize the injustice of it and do more.
And we are going to discuss your book more in the upcoming segment, why you're releasing it now, what you want people to get out of it. But clearly you have to understand the sensitivity. You can't say that somebody's a family friend, have them in your house, trying to launch their political career, and then say, this is nothing. Because you make it sound like it's something by saying it's nothing.
No, absolutely not. What I'm saying about the guilt by association, which, as you know, has a long and tragic history in this country, what I'm saying is that every one of us actually should talk to lots and lots of people, and especially our political leaders. Far from being a demerit on his record, the fact that he's willing to talk to a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, listen to a lot of opinions, and still have a mind of his own is something we should honor and admire.
But then you have to come clean about saying, and I'm one of those people. Barack Obama either sought me out or I sought him out to discuss my ideas, my radical ideas, and then he made his own decision. If that's true, okay. But it can't be that and we never discussed any of this.
It's not at all true that he sought me out to listen to my radical ideas or that I sought him out. The truth is we came together in Chicago in the civic community around issues of school improvement, around issues of fighting for the rights of poor neighborhoods to have jobs and housing and so on. And that's the full extent of our relationship. So this idea that we need to know more, like there's some dark hidden secret, some secret link, is just a myth. And it's a myth